this beat.
Welcome to another episode of Gamecock Talk with Captain Will. I'm your boy, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to Gamecock Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're not rocking with the best, and since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your boy, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We are talking about Sarah Strong. Can the South Carolina Gamecock women's basketball program secure the services of one Sarah Strong from Sanford, North Carolina, Grace Christian School? Sarah Strong, ranked by ESPN as the #1 ranked recruit in the country. Can South Carolina get the services of Sarah Strong? Sarah Strong, 6'2", amazing basketball player. Brings so much to the table in terms of basketball talent. Special player. Been a special player since she was a freshman at Grace Christian School, averaging close to 30 points and close to 15 rebounds as a freshman, y'all. As a freshman, that freshman has now developed, has now been nurtured into the #1 ranked recruit in all of the country. Sarah Strong, in all intents and purposes, is awesome. She's awesome. She's an awesome basketball player, and she has not committed anywhere yet. She has not committed to UConn, as I thought she was going to do during the early signing period. She has not committed to anywhere. She didn't commit to LSU. She didn't commit nowhere. So South Carolina still is in the running for the services of Sarah Strong. We are in the running to get her possibly to commit. Now, I saw Sarah Strong this summer at the Under Armour Elite 24. So I saw the matchup of her and Joyce Edwards. I saw the matchup. I saw it for 3 days. I saw her and Joyce go head up in one-on-ones, in the scrimmages. And I saw Sarah do warm-ups. I saw her do drills. I saw all those things. So I knew what I was going to see when they played at the Chick-fil-A Classic, #1 versus #2. You know, according to ESPN, #1 versus #2, Chick-fil-A Classic, River Bluff High School. Amazing game. Sensational game for both Grace Christian and Camden High School. Both ladies put on a show, and I was there front and center. Watching the action right behind South Carolina coaching staff. You know, I was there. And the South Carolina coaching staff was obviously there to see their commitment in Joyce Edwards, who put on a show, but also that coaching staff and Lady Gamecocks who took the short drive from Colonial Life Arena from USC to come to this basketball game also saw Sarah Strong put on a show and light up the crowd. She was 7 for 10 from the three-point line. 7 for 10 from the three-point line in a basketball game. And her shot is effortless. She's 6'2". She's the same height as Joyce, although I think Joyce is a little bit taller. Her shot is effortless. Her shot would be so pure, would be so amazing if in a garnet and black uniform next season, alongside Tessa Johnson, alongside MiLaysia Fulwiley shooting that 3, alongside possibly Te-Hina Paopao if she comes back, alongside Raven Johnson. We'll have so many three-point shooters on this basketball team. So many. Right now, the Gamecocks #2 in the country in terms of three-point shooting at 42%. You add a player at the size of Sarah Strong who can shoot that rock at the three-point line at size 6'2", to go along with the athleticism and the skill of Joyce Edwards and Maddie McDaniel running the point, Adele Tack, 6'5" center, blocking shots, intimidating, getting rebounds. Oh my God. #1 ranked recruiting class in all of basketball in the class of 2024. And I would dare to say, if we were able to give Sarah and able to get, we already got Joyce and Maddie and Adele Tack. One of the best recruiting class in all of basketball history. That's how I feel about Sarah. That's how I feel about Joyce. That's how I feel about Maddie. And that's how I feel about Adele Tack. Sarah Strong has not decided where she's going to go. She's still in her high school season. And there are Carolina ties. There are Carolina ties with Sarah and her family. Allison Feaster, her mom, played at Chester High School. Chester High School, right outside Rock Hill, not too far from Charlotte. Was a star, superstar in high school. Third-ranked scorer in South Carolina basketball history. Will be inducted into the South Carolina Basketball Hall of Fame next year. Allison Feaster, who went to Harvard, and had an All-American career at Harvard. Played 10 years in the W, and then went overseas and played another 8 years. There are Carolina ties. Her dad, Danny Strong, played for North Carolina State in the mid-90s. Had a very long professional career overseas. The ties are there for Sarah Strong possibly going to South Carolina, although her dad nor her mom went to the University of South Carolina. Allison Feaster is from Chester. You can't disregard that. You can't disregard that. Now, I would say that UConn is in the front seat to get Sarah. I would say that. They're in the front seat. But they're not the only passenger in that car. Because if UConn was the only team that was driving along with Sarah, I think she would have committed during the early signing period. So that tells me that there are still some options, and she's taking her time in deciding where she's going to land and commit to. Sarah Strong changes the calculus of basketball wherever she goes. Wherever she goes. If it's UConn, if it's South Carolina, if it's Ohio State, if it's LSU, if it's anywhere, Notre Dame, wherever, North Carolina State, wherever she chooses to sign, changes the calculus. Because she's the best, if not she's one of the best, if not the best shooter in this 2024 class. And she's 6'2". She's a forward. She's a power forward. You don't see that very often. You don't see it. So Sarah potentially come to the Gamecock. Let's just say it. Let's throw it out there. Let's in hyperbole and envision. If Sarah chose South Carolina, we have 4 freshmen coming into the Gamecocks this summer. 4 highly rated freshmen. Adele Tack will be coming off an injury. 6'5", 26th ranked player in the country will be coming off an injury. And I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to Adele, possibly redshirting next season. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to her doing that. And make sure that she is healthy and ready to play 4 years of college basketball. She's had 2 back-to-back injuries Season-ending injuries. I want her to get to South Carolina and have the best staff, the best coaching, the best trainers, all the best medical personnel to ensure that she is ready to be great. Ain't no different than what happened with Letitia Meaher. Ain't no different. Letitia Meaher came in early, trained, rehab her torn ACL, played very solid basketball for South Carolina, got drafted into the W. Okay? I see the same thing for the Delta Tech. The same thing. And then you move on and you got Manny McDaniel, who be coming in, point guard extraordinaire, 5'6" point guard from Maryland. Quick as a cat, shoot the rock, get to the basket almost at ease. Coming in to play point guard next year. Every single year, I tell y'all, every single year, Coach Dawn Staley will have a dominant point guard. 2024, Manny McDaniel. 2023, MiLaysia Fulwiley. 2022, Ta'Laysia Cooper. 2021, Raven Johnson. 2025, who will that be? D. Alexander? Aaliyah Chavez? We will see in 2025. And then you have Joyce Edwards, number 2 ranked in the ESPN recruiting rankings. 6'2", 6'2.5", forward, post player, ultra athletic. Softball, soccer. She could play softball, I'm sure. Soccer, volleyball, basketball, all stayed in all 3 sports. All stayed in all 3 sports. Academically over 5.0 GPA. Get to the basket, post moves, handle the ball, block shots, everything you want in a post player. Very fast, athletic. I mean, just so many things, so many accolades. So many accolades for Joyce. Hometown girl coming in. And then, if Sarah Strong comes in, number 1 ranked recruit, according to ESPN, number 1 ranked recruit, 6'2", Sanford, North Carolina, Grace Christian School. Dominant in every phase of the game. Coming to South Carolina, that would be 4 players in this freshman class. Now, I wanted Jordan Lee to be here. I did. If we get Sarah Strong, 4 strong. That's bars, y'all. 4 strong. So currently on this 2023-2024 season, we have 11 players on this basketball team. 11 players on this basketball team. The seniors are Kamilla Cardoso, Te-Hina Paopao, Sakima Walker. Those are the seniors on this basketball team. Kamilla Cardoso is currently ranked the 4th best player, or the 4th pick to go 4th in the mock WNBA draft. So I anticipate Kamilla Cardoso leaving South Carolina. So that's 1. So now we're down to 10. Te-Hina Paopao, our shooter, who shoots over 50% from the 3-point line, came in from Oregon. In my opinion, the best basketball player on South Carolina teams all around. Has a COVID year and could choose to come back to South Carolina. I'm going to predict that Te-Hina Paopao will be back to South Carolina and play that 5th year. That's what I'm going to project. So in this scenario, I got Paopao coming back. So we're still at 10 players. Okay? Still at 10 players. Sakima Walker, Sakima Walker has a COVID year as well. Now, with Sakima Walker seems to be improving incrementally every game. Every game seems like she's improving a little bit. 6'5" post player. I envision Sakima Walker using the COVID year and coming back. And the reason I say that I envision Sakima Walker using that COVID year coming back, if she continues to grow, continues to improve, continues to get better, that would also allow Adele Tack to fully get healed. Because Adele Tack is 6'5", Sakima Walker is 6'5". I'm not projecting, I'm not saying that Sakima Walker is as good as Kamilla Cardoso, not at all, by no way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that a healthy Adele Tack is not better than Sakima Walker. What I am saying is 6'5" is 6'5". And whether she's starting or coming off the bench next year, she will give us a presence down low. So if I have Te-Hina Paopao and I have Sakima Walker returning to the Gamecocks, that's 10 scholarship players. Bringing in 4 scholarship players, if Sarah, Joyce, Maddie, and Adele Tack, if they show up in June, okay? That's 14. I don't see 14 players being on the roster for South Carolina when the 2024-2025 season begins. So I would anticipate that someone would transfer. I would anticipate if Sarah Strong commits to South Carolina, I believe that someone who is currently on this roster will enter the transfer portal. I don't want to speculate on who that might be because so many different things can happen over the course from June, what month is it? January the 2nd until this summer. But if there's no scenario, there's no way, there's no potential way that a player the caliber of Sarah Strong and a player the caliber of Joyce Edwards would ride the pine next season. There's no way. They are going to take minutes from someone next season. They are both that talented. Now we'll talk about who I think will leave at a later time. We are a third of the season, third of the way through this season. So I don't want to speculate too soon. I don't want to do none of those things. But this analogy or this scenario is if Sarah signs with South Carolina, something will change on this basketball team. I dare to say, when Joyce Edwards arrives, and this is Sarah don't commit. If Sarah don't commit to South Carolina, I dare to say, when Joyce Edwards arrives at South Carolina, there's a high possibility that something is going to change this summer. There's a high possibility that someone may enter the transfer portal this season because of the reasons I just spoke of. You are not going to have her riding the pine. She's going to get minutes. So regardless if Sarah commits to South Carolina or don't commit, changes are afoot for this basketball team in terms of post players. It is. I envision it. I see it. Whoever gets Sarah Strong, and I hope it is us, because you have Joyce Edwards come out and saying that she is talking to Sarah Strong, trying to get her to become a Gamecock, trying for that to happen. So it may happen. It may happen. There might be a scenario where we have the number 1, number 2, 12, and 26 ranked players, according to ESPN, on this basketball team. So it's going to be something to watch in the near future of where Sarah Strong is going to go. Sarah Strong could be a Gamecock. And I think that South Carolina, if not in the front seat, we are in the back seat, push it up to get her. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. And make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Ladies and gentlemen, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your boy, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's